Selected ones, pay close attention. I'm not only warning you about what I'm going to reveal. It's a call to action from God. It's no coincidence that you're seeing this at the moment. God has sent you here because there will soon be another lockdown. A state of emergency has also been proclaimed just for you. This does not incite dread. It's getting ready. Now is the time to behave like a real survivalist. Prepare to defend your possessions and come out stronger than before. Your whole focus must be on this time. You are not only an observer. In this spiritual conflict, you have been selected as a fighter. God is providing you with what you require to live and prosper. You must, however, move quickly. What you wish for is no longer just a pipe dream. Only if you're prepared to take significant action will they become your reality. Pause this video and take 3 important actions before we go any farther. To send a signal to the universe, use the like button. Join our 95,000 strong family, standing ready by subscribing and leaving the number 99 in the comments. A strong lighthouse that spreads this critical message across the spiritual world. Selected one, this is your time, and your spirit already knows it. This message might go lost if you're not prepared to act. However, life will never be the same for those who persevere. The countdown has started. Let's now discuss what you need to do to get ready for what is ahead. Heaven has spoken. This is not a drill, and it is not a time to scroll. This is an emergency declared by God, not for the general public, but for you, the chosen one. The skies have raised the alarm. There's a greater calling for you. God is currently changing the environment in your life. This is a spiritual call to prepare as never before, a personal alarm. Declaring a state of emergency indicates that there is an impending threat. Everyone is told to seek shelter, roads are closed, and systems are turned off. But it's not going to be physical combat this time. It has a spiritual component. God is urging you to enter a sanctuary of preparation, a hidden location. The spiritual world is working in your favor, but you have to respond to it right away. You have to realize that this isn't punishment. It's defense. God is luring you in, just like a mother bird takes in her young before they are ready to fly. To cultivate your fate, He is isolating you from outside distractions, noise, and conflict. You, selected one, are being called into the sacred emergency room of heaven while the rest of the world goes on as usual. The 5-day clock has begun. You have that much time to get ready, both physically and spiritually. It should not be squandered in the least. Heaven will pour out all you need to confront the future during this holy window, which is your divine countdown. However, you need to be proactive and vigilant. Consider Noah. A period of time prior to the flood was provided to him. He constructed, he stocked, he obeyed, while others laughed and went about their lives. You must now act with the same haste. Heaven is not in the game. It provides, but you are in charge of the preparation. God moves quickly, and you will miss what was intended to get you through the storm if you are not in the right place. Make the most of these 5 days. Declutter your life. Disconnect from the chaos. Pray. Write down your vision. Fast. And seek wisdom and clarity. Now is your time to collect all the material and spiritual resources that God makes available. Your stability in the upcoming season will depend on how well you obey throughout this brief period. You should anticipate a flood during the following 5 days. Heaven isn't abandoning you without anything. Because God is a provider, you will be equipped with miraculous benefits before the lockdown starts. Financial support, heavenly connections, spiritual understanding, or unanticipated doors opening are some examples of these benefits. Take a careful look. The secret to surviving your next season may lie in what appears to be a minor innovation. Don't discount anything. Put that additional cash away. Think about that odd Bible verse that strikes a chord with you. Follow that prompt to cut off contact. You must have a spiritual perspective to recognize that God is providing for all of your needs. Additionally, it is a good time to sow extensively. You are blessed with more than simply survival. There are seeds that will grow you. You increase when you give. Therefore, maintain an attitude of thankfulness and generosity as God gives. You're not merely getting ready for a storm. You're getting ready for a change. Government directives or physical limitations are not the purpose of this shutdown. It's more profound. For a period of spiritual change, there is a sacred isolation between you and the outside world. God is drawing you into seclusion in the spiritual realm, even though you may still be surrounded by others. Go to work and live in the natural world. This is your time in the woods. God uses seclusion as a means of elevation, just like Moses did on the mountain and Jesus did in the wilderness. Your spiritual senses will become more acute in the silence. His voice will get louder in the quiet. Accept it instead of fighting it. The objective of this lockdown is getting rewired in a cocoon. A sense of heavenly detachment is to be expected. Things that used to amuse you will become unappealing. Discussions will seem pointless. Your soul will yearn for silence. Depression is not that. It's a heavenly realignment. Your complete submission to the holy lockdown is necessary for you to be summoned higher. This message isn't for everyone. Let's be clear. The normal won't be impacted by this lockout. The anointed, those designated by heaven, are its objective. You are the one who has been selected if this is touching your soul. God must have something bigger in store for you because you've gone through too much, fought too many battles, and cried too many nights. God only calls people he is preparing for acceleration, not everyone else. This indicates that you are being personally chosen for a noteworthy event. Avoid comparing your journey to that of other people. You are entering hallowed territory while they carry on with their daily lives. There's nothing you're missing. They're setting you apart. Before being exposed, the selected frequently wander alone. Imagine Joseph in the pit, Esther getting ready, and David in the field. You're in excellent company. This lockdown is an indication that you are deserving of more in paradise. Knowing that your procedure is evidence of your advancement, you may enter it with confidence. People who prepare for physical survival by storing food, equipment, and plans are known as preppers. It's your turn now, but in a positive way. You need to prepare yourself spiritually. This implies that you get ready before the storm arrives. You get ready ahead of time, with trust and quickly. This has nothing to do with paranoia. It all comes down to preparedness. In order to endure the famine in the Old Testament, Joseph kept grain in storage during the years of plenty. God is giving you the same foreknowledge that he provided him. You need to accumulate texts, fasting, worship, and prayers. Just like you would prepare your house, prepare your soul. Eliminating needless things is another aspect of being a spiritual prepper. Get rid of distractions. Examine your connections. Develop your spiritual weaponry. You are not exaggerating. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but also the souls of many others through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's great design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Take action now. Share your blessings to exalt his kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. You're smart, and there is always a reward for knowledge. When the unexpected happens, those who are prepared do well. There are two parts to this preparation, spiritual and practical. God is allowing you time to gather what you need, just as birds nourished Elijah before his departure. Stock your home. Literally, yes. Purchase foods that are shelf-stable. Safe, pure water. Make sure there is warmth and light in your house. Avoid waiting for a crisis. Get ready now. God is not limited to the spiritual realm. In the natural world, he passes via wisdom. It is not fear-based to have emergency supplies, basics, and a backup power source. It's driven by faith. God, I trust you so much. I'm preparing for what you said is coming. Your supernatural progress is bolstered by your obedience in the normal. Additionally, think about spiritual as well as bodily safety. Anoint your house. Over your doors, offer up prayers. Over your environment, recite scripture. While you're incubating, the adversary would love to assault, but you are protected. You're not only getting ready to live, you're getting ready to change. Now is the moment to strengthen your spiritual toolkit. Start compiling verses that relate to your time of year. Passages pertaining to endurance, strength, protection, and direction. Put them up throughout your house. Commit them to memory. Allow them to reside in your soul. During the silence, the word will be your weapon. Make a worship playlist that helps you enter God's presence. When doubt threatens to infiltrate your life, let adoration be your weapon. Every untruth will be silenced by your adoration. Worship grounds your spirit, not only change the mood. It is your preparation's language. Finally, develop judgment. During this season, you will require clarity. Pray for God to clear the spiritual haze. For wisdom, fast. Pay more attention than you talk. He doesn't open every door. Not all voices are heavenly. Your ability to distinguish is being trained in this lockdown, and it is essential to your spiritual survival. There is more to this spiritual lockdown than what you bring in. It has to do with what you don't see. The world must be shut down. This entails removing yourself from distractions, unplugging from the cacophony of society, and stifling voices that don't fit with your purpose. Your heavenly preparation cannot be tainted by worldly turmoil. Consider your spirit to be a hallowed space. When a new life is being born, would you allow chaos to enter the delivery room? Obviously not. Likewise, what is developing within you is too sacred to be tainted. Now is the moment to establish a spiritual bubble, a sanctuary where nothing can enter unless it is from God. Additionally, be careful to let heaven in while you shut off the outside world. Let worship fill your space. Make your house a tabernacle. Declare scripture, truth, and life aloud. Change the environment in your home so much that devils know they're not welcome and angels feel welcome. Isolation is not the case here. It is a private visit. In nature, incubation is a sacred process. This is the period of life's development when it is unseen, concealed, guarded, and nourished until it is robust enough to be exposed. That's the purpose of these 3 weeks. Before he releases you, God is bringing you into an unseen location to purify you. Spiritually, everything is occurring, even though it may seem like nothing is. Your faith is becoming stronger. You're listening to the voice of God. They are realigning your heart. Have faith in the incubation procedure. This secret area is where miracles grow. The womb is not the source of the embryo's complaints. In it, it grows. Don't struggle with the silence. Don't hurry things along. Don't be sad about the split. There is no punishment for you. They're planting you. Your seclusion is the prerequisite for your unavoidable ascent. Much like seeds must stay underground in order to germinate. God is not only requesting your compliance. He's requesting that you remain still. Remain inside, not just physically, but also psychologically, spiritually, and emotionally. Being dispersed during this season is not something you can afford. Your calm is the source of your clarity. Before the release, this is your holy pause. Inactivity does not equate to stillness. It indicates a strong faith. Those who believe that God is at work even when nothing is happening adopt this position. You take refuge in the Most High's shelter while the rest of the world bustles. You get ready while others freak out. Your capacity to sit in God's presence is what will determine how powerful you are this season. And be prepared while remaining still. Anxiety is not the same as readiness. It has to do with alignment. Don't forget to pack your spiritual luggage. Don't stop listening. Don't lose your heart, because there won't be time to be ready when the 3 weeks are up. Only those who are prepared will rise when you are launched. There won't be any fireworks when you get the breakthrough you've hoped for. Silently, it is being sown, similar to how seeds sprout underground. Your metamorphosis takes place in the dark. The silence is not a sign of inactivity. This quiet is holy ground. Your tears, your whispered prayers, your moments of choosing faith over fear, all of these have contributed to the planting. God is now allowing your roots to grow deeply and covering you with his hand. What has been developing in the shadows will finally emerge into the light. God is changing your DNA in the silence. He is dispelling uncertainty, mending scars, and changing your perspective. The version of yourself that entered this lockdown will not be the one that emerges. This is an inward, heavenly metamorphosis. You'll ascend shortly if you stay grounded. This is a season that demands deliberate preparation. It is impossible to enter a state of spiritual lockdown by mistake. Create a practical plan. Which scriptures are you going to read? What time will you be praying? From what will you fast? What limits do you have? When the opponent tries to divert your attention, how do you respond? Never depend on someone else to carry your preparedness. The one God called is you. This community isn't quick. The incubation process is personal. You are not permitted to use someone else's lamp oil. You have to fill the jar yourself. Spiritual indolence is unacceptable. Preparation needs to be strong, individualized, and accurate. Make it obvious. Put the vision in writing. Put on your wall. Put reminders in place. Make a battle room. Like all soldiers, you should have a plan before engaging in combat. The prepared will prevail in the actual spiritual warfare. Your discipline is your armor, and your strategy is your weapon. The bit that should lift your spirits is right here. You'll get up. There is a time limit on this lockdown. There is an expiration date on it. You are called into this by God for a reason. We're not burying you. They're planting you. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be with you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the world's fleeting concerns. As the Holy Bible says, everything done in faith will be rewarded by God's abundant blessings. Luke 6 verse 38. Like that mighty oak tree, our roots are deeply anchored in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stance we hold is secure by His power. And now, you have the opportunity to be a part of this blessing. When you click the Super Thanks button and make a $100 donation, this act will return to you 100-fold. And the resurrection will start in 3 weeks. It's previously written about the rise. Your future isn't up for grabs. Heaven promises that. Recovery is not the only thing that awaits you on the other side. It is enlightenment, acknowledgement, and compensation. You've shed enough tears. Enough people have ignored you. You've had enough of fighting. The elevation starts now. But keep in mind that there are conditions attached to the guarantee. Following obedience, calm, and incubation, there occurs a rising. Perfection is not something that God seeks. He's trying to get ready. Be serious with Him, and even you will be shocked by the quick and heavenly rising when the time arrives. This last message is one of holy fire and optimism. You've endured enough pain. You're still here despite having experienced storms, betrayals, quiet times, and internal conflicts. That in and of itself proves you were picked. God intended to use it to build you. Therefore, He didn't let it break you. This is not the moment to be doubtful. Now is not the moment to get smaller. It's time to get up. And getting ready is the first step to rising. There's more to this shutdown than the conclusion of a chapter. A new dimension is being born. You're entering the realm for which you were made. There was a reason for the anguish. A womb was waiting. Wipe away your tears. Raise your head. We're not forgetting you. They're forging you. Organize your home. You won't recognize the life that awaits you after this lockdown. So prepare your soul. You've had enough waiting. It's your turn now. Blessings are being released in a calculated manner during this heavenly window of preparation. These benefits are not typical. They are sustaining benefits that will help you get through the solitude, the wilderness, and the next phase of your life. God is providing you with just enough sustenance for the road ahead, just as He provided Elijah. Don't pass up these opportunities for providing. They are holy investments in your future. You could get unexpected relaxation, heavenly revelation, financial assistance, or prayerful clarity. It's not a coincidence. They work like a miracle for your soul. You're getting just what you need, just as Israel was given daily provisions in the wilderness. Neither more nor less. Have faith that the things that are coming your way are a part of God's plan to prepare you for success and survival during the spiritual lockdown. It's important to store properly. The riches of these 5 days must be invested in your spiritual storehouses, just like Joseph did in Egypt. Don't throw away your blessings. Jot down the discoveries. Save as much as you can, and pray with purpose. Your comfort is not the only reason for these rewards. They serve as your starting fuel. You won't have time to search for resources, answers, or strength once the lockdown starts. You'll have to use what you've saved. Therefore, don't take the gifts that are coming your way lightly. They're not a luxury. They are vital. And when the world becomes quiet and the Spirit starts to shout, they will become your stability. This is not a chance moment. It's foretelling. The spiritual terrain of your future will be shaped by your actions throughout the next several days. Every choice you make, every act of compliance, and every disciplined seed you sow is laying the groundwork for your upcoming season. Possession is determined by preparation today. You cannot hope to enter destiny unprepared or defenseless. God is clearly providing you the chance to construct your ark before it rains. That ark might represent a more intense prayer life, a safety net, a change in perspective, or a fresh dedication to His voice. Build it now, whatever it is. It will be too late later. Consider David before to his encounter with Goliath. In the heat of combat, he did not practice. In private, he had already vanquished the bear and the lion. You will have the strength to overcome what you face in public later if you can combat what you face privately first. Your readiness is the manifestation of your prophecy. Don't be fooled. Time is not being wasted. Heaven is keeping an eye on your usage of it. The amount of preparation you are doing now will determine the quality of your next triumph. Make sure your tools are sharp. Expand your roots, because you will enter what you have created behind closed doors when the lockdown is over. There is more to silence than silence. It's packed with solutions. Your silence will be the antenna that receives spiritual guidance during this lockdown. Over the din, God is not yelling. In the silence, He is whispering, and He will download clarity that transforms generations for those who will remain still long enough. Though few are silent enough to hear, many scream for God to speak. You are being asked to slow down, disconnect, and pay attention during this lockdown. Decide on specific times of day to spend time sitting with Him. Just transparency, no agendas, no demands. He wants you to know exactly what to do next, but you must be with Him. Consider the story of Moses on the mountain. He didn't simply stand up for a second. In the cloud, he waited. God provided him with laws, plans, structure, and a whole system of divine order while he waited. You have the same option. God will do more than simply console you in silence. You will be commissioned by Him. Heavenly guidance is superior to any human map. Your intellect will never be able to lead you to what you hear in the quiet will. Give up the demand for all the answers at this moment. Put yourself in a receiver's position and allow God to communicate via silence. What your heart has been waiting for will soon be heard by your ears. This hallowed sanctuary is not being called to everyone. You should be humbled by that alone. It indicates that heaven thinks highly of you if you're being welcomed into this spiritual lockdown. You're not like the others. You have been anointed. Separation is a duty that goes along with that calling. Some believers will continue to live their lives as normal. They will occasionally attend services, pray, and carry on with their lives. However, God has put a stronger pull, a divine discontent, into you. That isn't arbitrary. That is a divine summons. Furthermore, God never separates you for the sake of solitude. It's for effect. The throne room is accessible to elites only. Not everybody understands it. God is about to send you into something enormous. Therefore, He has trusted you with time in His presence. But you have to be shaped in the fire first. There is no hardship in a lockdown. It's an insider's path to fame. Therefore, avoid making comparisons. Don't be envious of others who appear to be enjoying themselves or having greater freedom this season. Something better is being nurtured in you. This is not punishment, but heavenly privilege. Now is the perfect time to click the Super Thanks button on YouTube and share God's blessings. You can contribute to His plan and become a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you multiplied beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessings are with you in every step you take and every donation you make. You become part of His divine plan. You are a powerful, radiant being, unshakable like His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles. Feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul and illuminate the world with this confidence and courage. Be blessed, and may the Lord's light guide your way. Now that you are in the inner courts, the things that are created here will last longer than anything created in the crowd. Your life is going to be burdened with a sense of magnificence that cannot be replicated or produced. This lockout will change the way you walk. People around you will be aware of your authority. The only way to get this heavenly empowerment is via dedication. You will come out of the desert with a fire that the adversary cannot put out, just like Jesus did when he came back under the power of the Spirit. You're receiving more than simply information. The electricity of paradise is filling you. Additionally, everything will change once you open your mouth. Platforms and titles do not confer power. Intimacy is the source of it. The power plant of heaven is this shutdown. The source is being connected to you. Your brain is being rewired to unleash insight, discernment, healing, and prophecy. And God will reveal what he has been charging behind closed doors when the time is appropriate. You are not the only one with this power. For your generation, that is, it's for your kin, your heritage, and your area. They're filling you to overflowing. Additionally, the fire that is instilled within you during this lockdown will cause others to catch fire. Get ready to walk in a power that is unquestionable. God is doing more than simply honing your talents during this confinement. Your identity is being rewritten by him. You've carried labels that others, suffering, and previous errors have put on you. However, heaven is now removing all of your fictitious titles and putting on your actual spiritual name. The world did not know you were who you are. God says you're who you are. This goes beyond simple confirmation. This is change. Before God called him a powerful warrior, Gideon believed he was the weakest member of his family. Before God dubbed Jacob Israel, he was a liar. Prior to his transformation into Paul, Saul was a persecutor. In the spirit realm, you're also being given a new name. The previous form of you is not being upgraded by God. He's bringing your true self back to life. He will start exposing the falsehoods you have held about yourself during this lockdown, as well as the injuries you have concealed, the shame you have absorbed, and the roles you have accepted. He's taking all out. You could weep. You could feel damaged. However, the potter recreates the clay in this manner. Identity is not derived from performance. Intimacy makes it visible. When you get out of this holy quarantine, you'll no longer associate instability, failure, or dread. You'll have a new name, a new way of standing, and a new strength. Those who ignored you will be curious about what became of them. And God rewrote me will be your only response. An incomprehensible serenity is on the horizon, not the type found in the world. Surface level, transient, and delicate. No, this tranquility is supernatural. The sort that keeps you anchored during violent storms. In times of chaos, that calms your spirit. And in this time of silence, it's being unleashed over you. This tranquility does not imply that there are no issues. It denotes the existence of unwavering trust. You will find rest in the midst of uncertainty, just as Jesus did when he slept in the boat during the storm. The lockdown is developing in you because of that. A deeper root structure that prevents situations from affecting you. You'll discover that dread starts to fade as you immerse yourself in worship, prayer, and solitude. Anxiety will subside. Your thoughts will lag. Your heart will let out a breath. God is not only providing you with tranquility. In order for it to become your surroundings, he is introducing tranquility into you. Peace won't be your only feeling. You'll always have it with you. Your mind will be like armored by such tranquility. You'll stand when others are in a panic. You will bless others while they grumble. You'll relax when others run, because there will be no contextual peace offered in this hallowed location. It will be eternal and heavenly. Now, let that calm to settle within you. It will be necessary for the following step. Every great construction needs a solid base. You have begged God to grant you greatness, influence, and elevation. He's inspecting your foundation first, though. The Holy Spirit is working beneath the surface during this lockdown to make sure that whatever is created on top of your life can support the weight of glory. Not all of the shaking you've experienced lately is bad. The fissures are being exposed by God. Perhaps you had a shallow faith. Perhaps you didn't set clear boundaries. Perhaps you needed to change your motivations. You're not being punished by God. He's strengthening you. Truth Discipline and grace are being applied to strengthen every weak spot. It's a simple foundation piece. There's no applause for it. However, it's what decides how long you live. Many people climb quickly, but because they skip the process, not you, they fall even quicker. Inside your spirit, God is putting stone after stone. Values, beliefs, prayer patterns, and personality. You won't just get up, you'll stay. And they will when the storms arrive. You'll discover that you don't pass out. Because you let the master builder take his time, you'll be anchored, grounded, and immovable. You took your time with it. You gave up. Your life will now serve as a platform for the kingdom as a whole, not simply for ministry. Giving you clarity is one of the biggest miracles God is performing right now. Confusion, uncertainty, distraction, and dishonesty are dissipating. You are breaking through the spiritual fog that has obstructed your judgment, direction, and decision-making. You're about to witness something with prophetic accuracy. A lot of your previous conflicts weren't merely incidental. They were the consequence of poor vision. You were unable to determine who was on your side or not. Seasons are misinterpreted by you. Doors were missing. Now, however, God is cleaning your glasses while you sit in the hidden location. You'll comprehend, not simply see. Everything will be impacted by this insight. Your choices, your calling, and your connections. You will be able to detect things before they occur. You'll be able to tell people's spirits without confirmation. When you enter rooms, you'll understand why God sent you there. Divine understanding is coming, and confusion is going. Confusion gives the opponent an advantage. However, control comes with clarity. You won't be going around in circles anymore. You'll move with assurance, knowing rather than speculating. Now the fog is clearing. You humbled yourself in front of him, not because you deserved it. And in the stillness, God says, now you will see. Inside of you, there are unseen treasures, gifts, anointings, and callings that have yet to be activated. They've been buried under trauma, insecurity, routine, or religious limitations. But during this lockdown, the Holy Spirit is digging deep and unlocking what's been hidden. Maybe you've always felt there was more inside you, but couldn't name it. That was the echo of your calling waiting to be discovered. As you spend time in God's presence, expect divine downloads, prophetic insight, dreams, healing abilities, writing gifts, leadership mantles. They're not new. They're just newly revealed. God is pulling gifts out of you that were meant for such a time as this. You won't need a pulpit or a platform. You'll prophesy in business meetings, bring healing to households, write words that shift nations. These gifts are not for show. They are weapons of kingdom advancement. So do not despise this quiet season. It's the training ground for your anointing. When others see rest, heaven sees activation. You are being equipped with tools that no seminary or self-help book could ever give. God is unlocking the vault of your spirit, and what's inside will change everything. In this sacred season, God is doing more than touching your emotions. He's transferring divine strategy. We've grown used to chasing goosebumps in worship, tears in prayer, and moments of emotional breakthrough. But now heaven is saying feelings aren't enough. You need direction. This is the era of divine intelligence. Moses didn't just receive the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. He received blueprints, patterns, and instructions for a nation. Similarly, in your time of stillness, God will speak in the language of structure and strategy. Don't just expect to be moved. Expect to be mobilized. The spiritual downloads you receive will be practical, detailed, and timely. You'll begin to see ideas, schedules, frameworks, and business plans with spiritual depth. Strategies for your family, your ministry, your finances, and your influence will pour into your spirit. The veil is being lifted from your eyes so that you no longer pray in circles. You plan in purpose. Strategy is the key to sustainability. God is raising kingdom leaders who don't just feel, they function. Prepare to walk out of this lockdown, not just revived, but re-engineered. This is how you'll build what lasts. Heaven is done with cycles of emotional high and spiritual burnout. Now it's time for wise builders to rise, and that builder is you. This spiritual lockdown is not just about you.